पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. In the last class, which was held almost 7 weeks ago, on 27th February, we discussed an important topic, the importance and glory of remembering God at the last moment of our life. It was said that thinking of whatever object, deity or any being at the time of death, a person leaves the body, he attains that very object, deity or being, because he remembered the same constantly and he was constantly thinking upon it. So that was the fact that was told. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha. That was an important sloka because that gives us a clue how we should conduct our life if we want to attain the high place in spirituality. The last moment we leave our body, we can remember only those things which we have given importance in our life. Last part of our life, the whole life can be considered. In fact, it has been considered by many great people as one single day. For the Devatas it is said, the 100 years of human life for us is one day for them. So in that case, the whole 100 years life can be considered as one day. So when we go to bed in the last part of the day, we remember those things for which we have given importance and for which we have worked throughout the day. It is a very natural experience. All of us have it. Suppose from the morning till evening, I am busy entertaining some good people and speaking to them some good words and hearing some good words from them. From morning till evening, there is a celebration in which I am enjoying all the company of the holy. Then if I go to bed at 10 o'clock or 10:30, then my mind will be ringing with all the memories of the day. Oh, how nice good people came, how many saintly people came, and how happy they were with the good food, good arrangements, and what nice words they spoke. The whole thought will be coming again and again. When we go to bed, it is quite probable the same will come in the dream also. The same thing will continue in the dream also. In the same way with the whole life also. Just as if we spend the whole day in a good way, our last part of the day, that is the time before forgetting this world and getting into sleep, becomes filled with that idea. Similarly, the whole life, if we go on attaching importance to spiritual things, naturally we get spiritual thoughts, naturally we get spiritual feelings, naturally we get spiritual figures and spiritual symbols and spiritual persons in our memory before we leave this body. Leaving this body is just like going into sleep for some time. Again we are born again we awake and we will continue the journey. So that was what was told in the last verse. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. In that connection, the Upanishads also have a very great mantra. In the Kathopanishad, you have got a mantra. Yonimanye prapadyante sharirattvaya dehinaha. Sthanumanye prapadyante yatha karma yatha shrutam. So the Upanishad says, those people who leave the body with whatever thoughts and whatever actions they have done, they go to a corresponding place. Suppose they have thought good thoughts and they have done good deeds. This is called yatha karma yatha shrutam. Yatha karma means the deeds that we do, and yatha shrutam, the thoughts we think, the knowledge we get. So the knowledge we get through thoughts and thinking, according to our thinking and acting, we get into the next birth according to that. Suppose at the time of the death, I think that I have done so much of meditation, so much of japam, so much of spiritual thinking, so many spiritual books I have read, so many spiritual people I have met, so many good deeds I have done, and so many gifts I have given, and so much of service to elders, service to weak people, service to suffering people, service to the children. So I have done all that. So then it is quite possible that after the death I go to a very high place in the spiritual world. So yonimanye prapadyante sharirattvaya dehinaha. People go to and take birth in different places after enjoying different types of heaven according to their thoughts and deeds in this life. And in the next birth they will continue in the same line and they advance further. And it is also possible, sthanumanye prapadyante, those people that do not behave properly according to our own dharma. Each one has his own dharma. Human beings have a human dharma, a code of life. Human beings cannot eat the flesh of other human beings. Human beings cannot do. Human beings cannot kill other human beings. And human beings cannot stoop down to certain things of enjoyments which the animals can do, human beings cannot do. So there is a code of life for the human beings. There is a code of life for devatas, code of life for the other beings also. If we transgress them very, very wantonly, and then we do not live according to the codes of the human beings that we are born, then it is possible, sthanumanye prapadyante, because we did not do any thinking or deeds according to human beings. We went on eating like an elephant and sleeping like the elephants, or sleeping like a snake. 6 months this snake sleeps. We can also sleep for 6 months. So if you go on inordinately sleeping, inordinately eating, then it's quite possible we become a snake or we will become an elephant. Because we want only eating. Only an elephant can do it. Human beings should not do. Similarly, you cannot sleep, going on sleeping. So if we sleep too much and waste our human life, then God will give us a birth like a snake. Go on sleep for 6 months. Sleep 6 months of hibernation. They call it as hibernation, sleeping for 6 months. So sthanumanye prapadyante. One may even become trees or some immovable things. So there is every possibility we may either progress or we may retrogress also. So this is the Upanishadic mantra, which is Upanishad's mantras are all experience of the rishis. The rishis, they have experienced what is beyond the death also. So they have told their experiences. We have seen when we have been to different abodes of spiritual life. It is not only the human beings' abode alone is not true. There are so many abodes. There is the abode of the devatas, there is the abode of rishis, there is the abode of Indra, there is the abode of Brihaspati, there is the abode of the Brahma, and there is the highest abode of Brahman itself. All the abodes are there. These realized souls called the rishis, they have gone everywhere. They can tell about all the worlds. Swami Vivekananda or the direct disciples, they were asked so many questions about the other world, other than the human world. They have spoken so many things about it. So it is their experience that is recorded in the Upanishads. So they also confirm what is there in the Bagavad Gita. Bagavad Gita says, at the last moment, whatever you think, you will become that. Tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha. So it brings in the great importance of what we do and what we think throughout our life. So today we shall continue the verse number 7, the same subject continues. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha mayyarpita mano buddhihi mame vaishyasi asamshaya. It was told that whatever we think at the last moment, we become that. So in that case, this verse says, Tasmate, therefore, sarveshu kaleshu, at all times, mam anusmara yudhyacha. Think about me. Think about me means think about the Lord, think about God, think about the Supreme Being. Yudhyacha, wage war, because that is your dharma. It is being told to Arjuna. So whatever dharma, whatever duties you have in life, you perform your duties in the best way possible. So while doing the duties, already we have been explained in the chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, how we should do our duty. We should do our duty thinking that the duties are there for purifying our mind. God Himself is getting His work done through us. We are only instruments. So we need not grow in our ego. We should always do our duty, and that duty which brings greatest good to the greatest number. That is the good deed. Bahujana hitaya, bahujana sukhaya. Do your duties in such a way that it gives greatest happiness to the greatest number. There will be some people who will be displeased. That doesn't matter. If the majority people get joy out of your work, and that is supposed to be a good deed, we must go on doing deeds to please the greatest number. And after doing that one, we should not feel egotistic that we have done this one. We must feel humble and say, oh God, you have got this work done through me, because you have given me a healthy body, you gave me a healthy thinking, and you gave me all the other cooperation from others also. That is how I could achieve this job. Therefore, whatever we do, so we should think that the infinite Spirit has done it through us. In that case, we do not grow egoistic. And when ego is not there, when we are humble, then we are eligible for higher spiritual knowledge. The God that is inside us, He manifests more and more in the form of greater love, greater knowledge, and greater fearlessness and freedom. So we feel great freedom when we feel that we are humble. God alone is working through me. I am not working. So I can do any amount of work, but I know it is not I that I am working, it is God who is working. Such a person, he will do great works with great, tremendous tenacity and tremendous faith, and he gets also success. And the success will not go into your head and make him egoistic again. He will go on achieving greater and greater things. But then he will think that God is achieving all these things for His own purpose. He is using me as His instrument. So such great people, they have taught us how to do our duties. Here, this sloka says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu, therefore means because the last moments of remembering God, will give you the next birth according to it. So last moment, whatever you think, you will become that. Last moment, there is a record of a rishi who was thinking about his deer. He had a very dear, one small stag. So he was thinking about the stag cub, the young one of a stag. This stag, it occupied his mind before he passed away. Then he became a stag. He became a deer. Though because he was a great rishi, he retained his consciousness, it is written, even as a stag. Oh, because of the wrong thinking at the last moment, I lost the benefit of going to higher worlds. So that deer went into another rishi's kuti or parnasala. There it spent its life. Then it again ascended again to its own abode. So these are all instances given in the Puranas. So the remembrance at the last moment, it is called as Antima Pratyaya. Pratyaya means knowledge. Antima is the last moment. In the Ramanuja's philosophy and Vaishnava philosophy, they call it Antima Pratyaya. The remembrance at the last moment, it is a very, very important thing. Whatever we have done, we will get it naturally at the last moment. Similarly, therefore, here this verse starts with Tasmat, therefore. Because whatever you do throughout your life, you will remember at the last moment. Whatever you remember at the last moment, you will decide the future birth. Suppose I want to become a great scholar, greater scholar than what I am now. Then you think about a great scholars whom you have met at the last moment, and next birth itself, we will become great scholars. So we have been working hard to become great scholars. We have attained to a level, but we could not reach the highest level. Therefore, the desire remains. So when we pass away, the idea that I should have become a great scholar in Vedanta or in Bagavad Gita or in Bhagavata or great scholar in some other scriptures, if we just think like that at the last moment, it is sure that we will again take birth in such a place where I start learning that Vedanta right from a young age and attain to the highest. That may not be the highest that I want. Then after becoming a greatest scholar in the state or in the country, we feel this scholarship does not give the real peace and joy that should come to a spiritual man. Then the greatest scholars also feel humble. What is the good of all my scholarship? The real knowledge must give us freedom from birth and death. We must feel that we are with God and God is with us. We must feel fearless, we must feel free, and we must have infinite knowledge. Knowledge of not only what is there in this world, we must know what happens to us after our death, what happened to us before our birth. All that knowledge must come to us. This is called Sarvajñatva, all-knowingness, omniscience. So a realized person will have. That is why he doesn't have any fear. Suppose you just say, oh, I am going to shoot you down. That realized person, he knows nobody can shoot him down before, say, another 15 years, up to which he is supposed to live. So God has ordained 15 more years for him, he knows it. So he will go and stand before your gun also. He will threaten you, all right, you shoot me, let me see. Perhaps you may, by mistake, shoot yourself with that gun. There are so many people, one news has come yesterday, one fellow shot himself by his own gun. So it may happen, a person who comes to shoot you, you have to live for 15 years. How can he shoot you? He comes with a big gun, bandying it. He himself dies on that one. So because he knows that 15 years nobody can touch me, he knows the future. He is fearless. When always fear comes in the case of ignorance, we are afraid of only those things about which we don't know. If we know a thing, even if it is the most fearful thing, you lose all fear. See the people in the circus, how they play with lions, they play with tigers, they play with all the snakes. So all sorts of acrobatics they show. Dangerous thing. So even to stand near that cage where that lion or tiger is, we are afraid. That fellow places, he puts his head into the mouth of the tiger And then the tiger just does not do anything. So it fondles him because he knows the nature of this tiger. So he has given it what food he requires and what exercises he requires, training he has given. So if I say like this, you must do like that. If you do like that, you will get some prize. That is how they train the animals. So many animals are trained by giving them whatever food they want. So they know, he knows about that tiger. It is a terrific thing, but he knows about it. All the fear goes away. He plays with it just as we play with our kitten. So knowledge takes away all the fear. So this realized persons, they know the past, they know the future. They are not afraid of anything. So they are not afraid of death, they are neither afraid of life. Because they know, what can life do? My life is there, God has given me this, nobody can take it away from me. And then God will guide them always in the right path. So nobody can do anything. They walk like the elephants in the main street. All the curs, all the dogs can just bark at them. They may threaten them. The elephant goes like a king. It does not care at all. So these great people, great scholars then, when they become great scholars, they compare themselves with such realized souls. You see how free they are, how fearless they are, and how loving they are. Because they say, see God in everyone. God is there not only in me, He is in His whole creation. Men, women, and children, and in the devatas, in the ghosts also, God alone is there. Therefore, the saintly people, they are not afraid of ghosts also. Sasurasura gandharvam sayakshoraga rakshasam jagadvasham vartate janardani. So, in God, all this Gandharva, Yaksha, Uraga, all these creatures are there in God alone. So they realize this truth. So they love every creature, and every creature also loves them. When ones look at that grandeur of their life, all scholarship loses its attraction. That is how, when we aspire for great scholarship, we do not know there is something higher than that. If we knew, scholarship is required, but that cannot be the highest goal of life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the greatest Pandit in logic before he became Chaitanya, the Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So this Sri Krishna Chaitanya was one of the greatest scholars of Bengal. So he wrote a book on Tarka. Then another one friend of him, he saw him with a book. Then he asked him, what is that? He said, I have written a book on Tarka. Then that friend said, I have also written a book on Tarka. If you publish your book, my book will never have any respect in society. So I will have to live like a poor man. Nobody will care for my book. If you publish your book, that will be the best book on logic. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard, what do you mean by that? You don't want me to publish this? Immediately took out his manuscript and threw it away into Ganges. All right, your book, let it become popular, be happy. I have got better things to do than this logic. He threw it away, that's all. You see, for him, the scholarship was nothing. Swami Vivekananda was such a great scholar in all the subjects, but he was never proud of it. What is there in learning? It is only my Guru I have seen. He had never read a book, but the joy he expressed, joy he could give to others, is incomparable. All this scholarship has not given me one iota of joy. The real joy has come by being spiritual, knowing that we are the children of God. Everybody is the children of God, and I have absolutely no need, no want, because God is there to provide me whatever I want, wherever I want, in whatever way I want. God is there behind me. This type of spiritual relationship with God, if that is revealed to us, if we experience that one, that spiritual life is higher than all scholarship. Therefore, if somebody thinks that I will become a scholar, he may become a scholar in the next birth. But then in the next birth he will realize this is not the highest. Again he will try for spiritual perfection. Therefore the Shastra says, don't go for any other secular goals. Go for the highest spiritual goal of realizing God. Realizing God means realizing God as our own self, as our own father, as our own mother, and we are His and He is ours. So this knowledge is the highest knowledge. Better have this as the ideal. Tasmat. If you want to have this knowledge, you must think about God at the time of death. So if they have to think about a God in the time of death, we have to think throughout the life, little by little by little, every day. Every day if we go on thinking about half an hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes, morning 5 minutes, evening 5 minutes, anything, whatever is possible for us at a particular circumstance, start doing it. Today you may think, you can think for only for 5 minutes on God, and tomorrow you may find a greater joy in it. No, I will think for 10 minutes. Day after tomorrow you may spend 15 minutes. As the joy increases, more and more peace and tranquility you experience within yourself by the repetition of the name of God, by the thought of God, by contemplation of God. We ourselves, we get attracted to the spiritual practices. The more we do it, more we experience ourselves, the real joy within ourselves. Within ourselves, all joy is there. When the name of God is uttered by us, when God's thoughts enter into our mind, the mind and body and senses become calm. In that calm mind, the already existing God inside, He manifests Himself. Swami Vivekananda used to give an example. God's knowledge or our Atman knowledge is inside us. It is like a diamond. It is shining. But it has fallen under a lake. And the lake is full of waves and some dirt also. So we are not able to see this diamond that is there. So suppose we clean up this dirt and we silence those waves. Suppose we stop the waves rising, put some fencing all around, some wall around, so that no air can blow directly. So all the waves will stop. Then put some purification material into that lake, then the dirt will go, then the diamond that is inside will be seen in that clear water. It shines. The clearer the water, greater is the shining. Lesser the waves, greater is the shining. Our mind is like that. Our mind has got waves, our mind has got dirt. The mind is the lake, and behind the mind is our Atman. God is there behind our mind, in our heart. So God is there over that heart. So we have got our mind. The mind has covered. Mind is full of waves, selfish desires. I want this, that, I want this, I want that. I don't want this, I don't want that. To avoid certain things we are worried. To get certain things we are worried. Ch8.7 samuttena. Our mind is full of Icha and Dvesha. Icha is Viruppam and Dvesha is Verupp. So Viruppam, Veruppam, the likes and dislikes have occupied our mind. If you have got likes also, your mind is tremendously thrown into waves, thrown into thinking, oh, I must get it, I must get it. Suppose you want to avoid certain things. So and so has written, he will come. No, he should not come. If he comes, the whole house will become a hell. How to avoid that fellow? Shall we go to UT? Shall we go to Delhi? How to avoid this one? Mind is equally restless to avoid certain things also. To avoid certain things, our mind is restless. To get certain things, we are restless. Icha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. This is the moha. It creates a darkness in our mind. So we cannot see that we are the Atman. As long as the mind is attracted to certain things, repelled by certain things, the mind does not reach the tranquility, and so we cannot experience the God that is inside us, the Atman that is inside us. So to get this one, the mind must be free from thoughts, selfish thoughts, either good or bad, either liking or disliking. When the thoughts become silent and the selfishness is the dirt, lesser the selfishness, more the idea of prayer and benediction towards others. So that makes the mind clean and pure, placid mind, tranquil mind. In such a mind, God manifests. Just like then in that case, like the diamond that shines in a pure, waveless water, so in the pure, waveless mind, the Atman is seen. I experienced, oh, I am here, I am an eternal being. It was not that I was born on such and such a day. It is not that I am going to die. Because the body is born and body will die. I am not this body. I am eternally associated with God. I have had hundreds of bodies before, and hundreds of bodies, if I want, I can take, if I want. But I am the eternal soul. The knowledge will come like this. Buddha, when he became an enlightened being, he realized that. He came and said, he came to his disciples to teach. And when the disciples saw him in Sarnath, near Kashi, the 4 disciples were there with him earlier when he was doing tapasya, when he was doing austerities to realize Bodhi. Then at the last moment he thought, too much of austerity is not good, just as too much of luxury is not also good. Too much of luxury, too much of austerity, both of them are bad. So we must have a median path, middle path, golden middle. What is that golden middle path? Just take enough of food that is required for the maintenance of your body and mind and do your sadhanas. So Buddha decided, I will give up my 6 months fast, which has weakened me so much, it has not given me bodhi. So he was thinking how to break my fast, who will give me the first food. Then one young lady comes there, and then she says, I am the daughter of a cowherd here. We have got 100 cows at our home. I will bring the best payasam for you. She goes home, and then Sir Edwin Arnold writes about this incident, most interesting incident. This girl goes, young lady, she is impressed by Buddhas. So he has asked me to bring payasam. She goes home and then asks mother, you give us the best milk. The mother says, yes, we have got the best milk. 100 cows milk I have fed to 10 cows. And the 10 cows milk I have taken out. So this is the best milk that is available. You let us make payasam out of it. They brought that payasam to Buddha. And on a Buddha Purnima day, Buddha takes this payasam. And then he sits for meditation on that night. He gets bodhi. He gets the highest realization. On that side, it has happened like that. On this side, when Buddha said that he will take this payasam from this cowherd girl, those 4 disciples who were with him, they left him and went away. He has given up his austerity. For 6 months he was fasting. We thought he will fast for another 6 more months. He has given up his fast. He has fallen in the path of spiritual life. He will not be able to realize anything. Let us go. These 4 fellows were sitting in that Sarnath. Then Buddha goes there. Buddha has become the enlightened person. So when he goes there, all these 4 disciples see him from a distance. They think that he is the same old Siddhartha. They are talking to one another. Here comes Siddhartha, the fallen man. Let us not get up when he comes and show him any respect. Let us not salute him, another one says. Because he is no more the same austere person, so Siddhartha, fallen Siddhartha, we will not salute him. And third man says, we shall not offer any water to wash his feet. The third one says, we shall not call him Bhante. Bhante means, oh sir, revered sir, Bhagavanta, Bhagavan. So Bhagavan becomes Bhante. We shall not call him respectful words. All the 4 have decided like that. Then Buddha slowly walks towards them. As he comes nearer and nearer, one fellow suddenly gets up and goes and addresses Bhante. He addressed him. Another man fellow runs with water to wash his feet. Another fellow falls at his feet and does pranam. All the fellows become again the same old disciples. Then he was addressed. Oh Siddhartha, they addressed. He said, no, I am no more the Siddhartha, I am the Buddha. Buddha means awakened one. I know everything, what is to be known, what is the past, what I have to do in the future, all I know. I am no more that old Siddhartha, I am Buddha. And then he says, do you know, this Buddha does not become a Buddha in one janma. He has gone through 500 janmas. I have gone through 500 births and acquired good, better and better merits. Every time I have sacrificed myself for the sake of others. I was a deer, so I sacrificed myself to protect my younger deer. Similarly, I was a cow. I gave up my life for my cows. So similarly, so many births after births, I have sacrificed for the sake of others. And that has been one of the greatest things that I have inherited, the merit. And after 500 janmas, 500 births of greatest sacrifice, I have become Buddha. This is the only way. Swamiji also said, who will help the world? Swami Vivekananda asked. It is Buddhas who can help. And Buddhas means sacrifice. Sacrifice is the only law of helping others, becoming good, becoming perfect. Whoever is ready to sacrifice, he can become perfect spiritually. And by sacrifice alone, good things come out. If sacrifice was not there, a nurse would not serve a patient, mother would not serve the children, wife would not be faithful and lovable to the husband, father and mother would not be lovable to children. It is sacrifice alone that holds the key to all goodness in this life. So Buddha preaches his message of love and peace and service and sacrifice, and he energized the whole world. So this knowledge came to him by calm mind. When the mind becomes calm, then the knowledge that is Atman, that is inside, will shine. Therefore, the highest goal of human life is to acquire this knowledge, spiritual knowledge. If we want spiritual knowledge, we want the spiritual thoughts, spiritual deeds. So we must go on doing spiritual deeds and thinking spiritual thoughts. If we do little by little every day, it accumulates. So when we come to the last day of our life, even without our knowledge, our mind will be thinking spiritual thoughts. Our mouth will be uttering spiritual words, and we will be doing, if at all we do anything at that time, good spiritual deeds. So this is how at the last moment we think of spirituality, we speak of spirituality, and when we leave the body, we attain to the lotus feet of God. We attain to the highest illumination. We attain to Brahmajnana. We attain to Atmajnana, whatever it is called. In whatever name we call, the highest spiritual enlightenment will come. Therefore, that's why this verse starts with the word Tasmat. Therefore, Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara. Sarveshu Kaleshu, at all times, morning, afternoon, evening, day after day, the 7 days of the week, the 4 weeks of a month, the 12 months in a year, 100 years of your life. Sarveshu Kaleshu, at all times. So don't think, morning I have taken the name of God and thought some spiritual thing, evening I don't want to do. No, Sarveshu Kaleshu, at all times, morning, evening, afternoon, day after day, week after week, and fortnight after fortnight, months after months, years after years, and one full life. Go on. Practice Sarveshu Kaleshu, at all times, Mam Anusmara, think about me. Me means there Krishna is referring to him as the Supreme Lord of the whole universe. I am your father, I am your mother, I am the mother of the whole universe, I am the father of the whole universe. Think about me. Whatever you do, whatever is there in this universe, I have created, it belongs to me. So this idea, if you go on thinking, then you will be thinking about me. It is not only Krishna's, with his flute we should think. The world created by Krishna, everyone here is Krishna's children. I am also a child of Krishna. Think about it. So similarly, So Krishna is how helpful he was even to his enemies. So let us also be kind to our enemies also. How much of hardship he took upon himself for helping others. He did not accept a kingdom for himself, but he helped all others to build up their kingdom. He did not fight for his own kingdom. He went and fought for the Pandavas on their side. So being the Lord of the whole universe, he did not sit inside the chariot and asked Arjunas to drive the chariot. He asked Arjuna to sit inside the chariot. He himself became the charioteer. Can you imagine? Suppose all of us hold some position. Will we ask our servant, you sit inside the car, I will drive? You will not do it. You will ask, I will sit behind, you sit in front and drive. So we always order our servants. But Sri Krishna had no difference at all between servant or the master. He considered himself the servant of everybody. He went to Rajasuya Yaga of Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja was doing Rajasuya Yaga after the whole set. So Krishna went there. Then he found that there was nobody to entertain all the people that come by washing their feet. Krishna said, I will do this job. So he was the person, he was taking one small pot full of water, standing ready. If anybody comes, oh, you have come, he will go and wash his feet and then just brush it. Hundreds and hundreds of people came, Rajasuya Yaga, and Krishna was washing the feet of all of them. This is the greatness of Krishna. So he says, this idea, because all are my children, all are my own. What is there? No superior, no inferior. We are one. So this idea is God's idea. We can inherit this one. If we think about this, so I can also be like that. In our Bombay ashram, we used to have Durga Puja every year. Even now we are holding it there. Thousands of people come on that 4 days. So first when I went there in 1968, 69, there the Durga Puja came, and then thousands of people came. Several people came to me and then complained, Swami, you have no shoe stand at all here. We have lost our shoes. 1, 2, 3, 4. We had paid so much. It was a new shoe. And will you give us this money? I said, we cannot give. Our collection is only for puja, not for giving shoes to others. But I am very sorry. We will make some arrangement for this one from next year onwards. So next year I proposed to the Swami in charge there. Swami, so many people have lost last year, so many shoes. So we shall start a shoe stand. Then he said, who will manage it? I will manage myself. So I was a young Swami at that time. I opened the shoe stall near the Durga Puja stand. I stood there. Then some looking at me, Swami, we will also assist you. Some 4 or 5 volunteers came to me. All young boys. All right, you will be with us. Then, people came. So whenever they used to come, I used to go and tell, please give your shoes here. I will put it. No, Swami, not to you. We will give to these volunteers. So volunteers were very happy. So work went on. But for my going and standing, volunteer would not have come. The volunteer, if they had not come, the shoe stand could not have worked. So the person who is the leader must go. I was ready to do it myself. They did not give it. It is their fault. It is not mine. So I said, no, we will not give to Swami our shoes. Then anyway, volunteers were there. The shoe stand could come so easily because of the volunteers. Volunteers we could get easily because one person was there to lead them. I will do it. When I said, then another half a dozen people came. Similarly in the world also, a person, a Hazare must go and then go and do a fast in Delhi. You will see thousands of people will go behind him. So this sacrifice is the law of doing anything, any good. So Mamanusmara, Krishna says, Sarveshu Kaleshu, at all time in your life, Mam Anuspara, think about me as God. Oh, God is the father and mother of everyone. God is my father. So let me not forget him. Let me not forget to do good to the world, which is God's own world. All the things in the world belong to God, therefore to me also. My father's property. This is how we must think. The world is not there for you to loot. It is your duty to protect the world because it is your father's property. Nobody will squander away father's property. They will keep it very safe. We do not remember this. That is why we try to loot this world. You cannot loot when once the spiritual idea comes that we are the children of God. Everyone, everything belongs to God. Mam anusmara, think about me. Constantly think about me in everything that you do. We can connect whatever we do with God. So I may go to office, another may go to college, another may go to business. But whatever we do, we are doing it for the welfare of others. The businessman is scattering something for society. The teacher is teaching the children of the society. Then the person who goes to business, he is also doing some business. And out of his business, some good will come to the country. So he should think that I am serving God in the form of my customers, in the form of my students, in the form of my patients. This is how we think about God. Mam anusmara. You always try to connect all your deeds and your thinking to me. At the same time, if you have to do this one, that God is there in everyone, God is there inside me. This one-pointedness of the mind can come only when the mind is pure. Mind has got a lot of selfishness inside it. Therefore, we are indulging in selfish activities. We forget God. Therefore, the next word says, Yudhyacha. You do your duties. For Arjuna, the duty is to wage war right now. The war is there before you. You have to wage this war. If this war is waged, good people will be saved. The bad people, this Duryodhana, etc., will be killed. And there will be a Ramarajya. There will be a Rajya where righteousness will reign. To bring in righteous rule, you have to fight this war. Yudhyacha. Yudhyacha means for Arjuna it is war. If for somebody else, it is his duty. So we shall do our duty. When we go on doing our duty selflessly, our mind becomes calm. When the mind becomes calm, we will be able to think about God continuously. This is what he says. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. Do your duties in the best way possible. Offer the duties as service to the Lord. And this is how you will remember me continuously. When you do like this, Mayi arpita mano buddhihi. In this way, Mayi arpita, that which is dedicated to me. What are those things that are dedicated? Manaha buddhihi. Mana means the various thoughts, and buddhi means various decisions. We think and decide. We think and decide. I think, first of all, let me go to bazaar and purchase a Shiva's idol. So I think like that. So this is mind, manas. Buddhi means, yes, I got this much money, I can purchase a Shiva made out of either clay or wood or metal, depending upon the money I have. I have this money, so let me purchase one metal Shiva Murti. You have come to a decision. First of all, you are thinking, let me go to bazaar and purchase. That is mind. Then when you decide that I have got so much money, I can get one made out of maybe brass, maybe out of silver, depending upon your purse. So I will purchase like this. In the such and such a shop it is available. So you go straight there and then purchase it. That is buddhi's work. Mayyar pita mano buddhihi. All our mind is filled with thoughts and then decisions. Thoughts and decisions. We think about a particular thing, come to a decision and try to do that decision. In the meanwhile, another thought comes. Then you go on thinking about how to do the next one. Then you come to a decision. By the time you finish it, third thought has come. So thoughts go on coming, desires go on coming, decisions also go on coming. So all your thoughts and desires and decisions, all of them you offer at my feet. You think, oh Lord, this thought has come to me. Please bless me that I can do this good work. Think like that and then come to a decision and do it. Mayyar pita mano buddhihi. By offering all your thoughts and decisions at my feet, mame vaishyasi asamshayaha. Undoubtedly, asamshayaha, mameva yeshyasi. You will attain to me. you will get enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment. So spiritual enlightenment, by constantly dedicating all our thoughts and decisions and actions and thinking about God through all this. Whatever we do, connect with God, and whatever we think, connect it with God. So thinking and doing is continuously going on. We are not aware of it. Let us become aware of what thoughts we are thinking, what decisions we are coming, what deeds we are doing, and connect them to God. Oh God, it is for your grace I am doing this. I am not interested in the fruit of this work. So I have done this one, I have brought this idol of Shiva to worship at my home. Please bless that I can do the worship morning, evening, afternoon. Unless you bless, I may not get enough time. I may not get the proper environment in my home. Suppose I put this idol. Nobody wants to worship this idol. Nobody wants to help me doing anything in the shrine. How can I do anything? After only that idol will be lying there without any puja, without any offering, or without any worship. So all the purpose for which it was brought is defeated. By the grace of God, whatever you think may become fruitful. If you pray to Him, then your people also will get interested. The son also will come, brother also will come, mother also will come. Let us also, somebody will offer some flowers, somebody will bring some, clean the image, somebody will clean the room, somebody may bring a mala for that one. So when you go to do worship, everything is ready. You may be able to do. So a joyful worship of Shiva will take place, and the whole house becomes bright. So when you go and you see one corner of the house, there is Shiva sitting there, and somebody is doing worship every day, morning and evening. You find there is a special light. Other lights are there, but this light of God in the house, that is the greatest light. So whenever you have any problem, you go to that part of the place where the Shiva is there. So that becomes a sannidhi. Every house must have a sannidhi. If you in some corner which you do not use, then put a stool over there, daily offer worship to a picture or to an idol. It becomes sannidhi, and he is there sitting. You may go to your office, but Shiva will be sitting there. So your wife may go to do some work at office, but Shiva is taking care of it. Children may go away to school, but Shiva is there. 24 hours he is sitting there in your house. So that atmosphere, that God's existence is felt by everyone. So this is how the thought of God will pervade everyone. So tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha mayarpita mano buddhihi mame vaishyasi asamshaya. Because the thought at the last part of our life depends upon what we do throughout our life. Sri Krishna said, what should we do throughout our life? Do all your duties, but offer them at the feet of the Lord. Think whatever you have to think. Offer all the thoughts at the feet of the Lord. Come to several decisions. After decisions, again you, according to decision, you will do work again. So all the decisions and work again, you offer at the feet of the Lord. When we go on doing like that, a continuity of God's remembrance will be there. We sit inside the shrine or into the temple, that is all right. That may be for an hour, for an half an hour. But all our life we can convert into a sort of a puja, a worship of God. That is what Sri Krishna is advising us. All our thoughts, words and deeds, we can go on offering at the feet of the Lord. When we do like that one, day after day, when the last day of our life comes, last day need not be a 90th year or 100th year. It may be 25th year also. It may be 12th year also. Any time it may come. Therefore, we should not think, oh, I have got yet another 25 years to go, I am only 75. Never think next day is a problem. Oh, any day, whatever you have to do tomorrow, somebody said, do it today itself. What you have to do in the evening, do it in the morning itself. You are not sure about the evening. So what you have to do in the evening, do it in the morning. What you have to do tomorrow, do it today. What you have to do next year, try to do it this year itself. So life is uncertain, especially when you want to do something good. Shubhasya shigram, he said. When you get a good thought or good idea, immediately put it into practice because it may vanish. So much of bad ideas are all around. Somewhere a good idea has come. If you do not use it immediately and do something good, all that bad will come and choke that. So by the time, suppose you think, I must go and give so and so my friend some 1500 rupees, he is in need, and I have got some 1500 rupees I can give. When the thought comes, immediately take a telephone, ring him up, come immediately, right now within 15 minutes, take away your 1500 rupees. He comes in 15 minutes and takes it away. You will have done a very good thing. If you miss that one, it is the 20th minute, that fellow has not come, or somehow or other you have not given him a ring, and after 20th minute your son will come and he will see that 1500 rupees here sitting. Baba, why have you kept this 1500 rupees on your table? No, my friend is there, I want to give. No, Baba, today I have got my fees, I have to pay my fees, so you please pay him now. So, no, I will withdraw from the bank. No, you give this one. Afterwards you go and withdraw. So that fellow takes away. And then afterwards the other thought will come. Who will go to bank and withdraw? And for what? Early morning I have to spend half an hour, 45 minutes to go to bank and come. Let me do it tomorrow. By that time this news will spread that you are going to give 1500 rupees to your friend. There will be 100 objections. Why should you give? He has no need at all. He is simply pretending. So all sorts of objections to giving. So this world is like that. One good idea it comes means there are 100 bad ideas to choke it. That is the way it was said, Shubhasya shigram. As soon as a good thought comes, immediately do it. Otherwise you will lose the opportunity. So we must fill our thoughts every day by day, thinking that not much time is left. Therefore, we must hurry to get the knowledge of God. How to do it? By dedicating all our deeds, all our duties, all our works, all our thoughts at the feet of the Lord and remembering Him always. So then, that practice is the direct means to constant remembrance. So how? Abhyasa yoga yuktena Ch8.7 Nányagamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Partha Anuchintayanne. So this constant thinking is a direct means of realizing God. Realization, spiritual enlightenment will come by what is called as Abhyasa Yoga, the yoga of practice. The mind does not always think about God. It is not so easy as we hear. So I dedicate all my duties to Him, all my works to Him, all my thoughts to Him. We think like that. But actually when we are thinking, we forget that. We are made to forget. So we are thinking 100 thoughts. At the end of 100 thoughts, we think, 100 thoughts I have thought, I have not dedicated any one of them to God. And I have done so many things from morning till evening. Not even a single deed I have dedicated to God. I have spoken so many words from morning till evening. I never thought, oh Lord, you have made me speak these things. You are the person behind my thought. You are the person behind my words. I never thought like that. Even once I did not remember Him. So it is not so easy. Our mind forgets. Therefore, there is what is called as a Abhyasa Yoga. You may not remember today. Tomorrow, you may be able to remember God more. Today, the whole day has gone, you have not remembered Him even once. But if you go on thinking, today all the day is gone, I did not think about God. Tomorrow from morning itself, I will not forget God. So if you make a resolve, morning you may remember God. And 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, another time you may remember. Afterwards you may forget. The whole day may go away without remembering. So night at 6 o'clock you may think, what is this? Last time I remembered God was only 9 o'clock. What happened to all these 3 plus 6, 9 hours? It has all gone away. I have never thought. Tomorrow I should not. Every hour I must remember Him. So 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day, we go on becoming more and more perfect. This is called Abhyasa Yoga. We should not give up. oh, see, I tried hard, I could not remember him at all, so give it up. No. First day you have remembered once, then second day two times you remembered, third day you remembered 3 times. So after 15 days, after 1 month, you will be able to remember him every 1 hour, afterwards every half an hour, afterwards every 15 minutes, and there will be a continuous thought of God. Abhyasa yoga. Abhyasa eva yoga. Abhyasa itself is called yoga. Yoga is concentration. Concentrating the mind on God by associating all our deeds, all our words and all our thoughts. So this is called Abhyasa yoga. Abhyasa yoga yuktena. Practicing this abhyasa, practicing the remembrance of God again and again, such a chetasa, with that mind, na anyagamina, which does not deviate from the path of spiritual thinking. So we want to think about God, so the mind should not go away from thinking God. A ignoble thought should not come. Non-divine thought should not come. So we must become careful. Na anyagamina. The mind should not deviate or get distracted or detracted from the path of God. So we should be thinking about God and divine things. If the mind strays away from there, we must bring it back again. Na anyagamina. This is called abhyasa yoga. The mind, we are thinking, oh yes, I am going to dedicate this work to God. So in the meanwhile, some other ideas come and you forget about God. Perhaps you must forget, you may give up that work itself, take up some other useless work. Then suddenly, no, why did I take up this? Say for example, so you may be getting prepared to come to ashrama. Then somebody said, no, there is NPL match going on, let us go there. You see, absolutely the opposite direction. One is coming to ashrama, you would have a concentrated mind, you would have heard something very useful and which may be a good thing for another 2 days to think about. If you go to NPL there, so it is only a maza, whatever good things you had in your mind, that also gets evaporated. In that light-heartedness, you spend your money, spend your energy. When you come back, you will be poorer than what you were before you entered it. Most of our physical tours and physical enjoyments are like that. We think, oh, by this enjoyment we will become fresh. Actually, after the enjoyment we will become much weaker, and both mentally and physically also. People say, it is not so much in our country. In the foreign country, there is weekend. We have also weekend here. So they have also weekend, but those weekends are terrible. They go 400 kilometers to do a picnic. 400 kilometers, driving at 100 kilometers per hour or 120 kilometers per hour. It takes 3.5 hours to drive and 3.5 hours to return. And with the remaining 12 hours or 11 hours, they go and cook food there, they play there, they jump about, they may swim, and then they exhaust themselves and then come back much more tired. And they are unable to go on Monday for the work. Every weekend there are so many people who do like that. But they think, you see, without this one we cannot live. Weekends must be spent. Yes, it is true, but there are ways to spend the weekend by which you get vigor instead of losing the vigor. So people will become tired and spend their energy, spend their time and thoughts and come back poorer than what they were. So here abhyasa yoga means we concentrate our mind. So we again and again practicing this one. Chetasa na anyagamina. The mind becomes free from distraction. It automatically, naturally thinks about God. So paramam purusham divyam yati partha anuchintayanne. Paramam purusham divyam anuchintayanne abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanyagamina anuchintayanne paramam purusham divyam yati. So by constant practice, making the mind not getting distracted from the path of God, and anuchintayan, constantly thinking about God, paramam purusham divyam yati, one attains to the Supreme Being. Parama Purusha, the Supreme Being. One attains to the Supreme Being by constantly directing the mind to God like this, by constant practice. One should not think it is a 1 day's job or 2 days job or 1 week's job. It is a life's job, but it is worth doing it. We are going to live our life, so throughout our life, just as we think of other things of our life, let us think about God also. Connect all our activities to God. Connect all our thoughts to God. Think that God is there in society as He is in me. Everything is, everywhere God is there. So this idea of God, all pervasive God, outside and inside us. When I go into the temple, I see there is God. When I sit and meditate inside my heart, God is there. When I go outside and work for my family, my society, there also God is there. This idea of God, when it comes into our mind, then the mind slowly becomes one-pointed. So all our service becomes a sort of a worship, and it ennobles us. It makes our mind calm and steady, and in a calm and steady mind, we can feel the spiritual power that is already there in us. God is there in us. He will manifest through our thoughts, through our words, through our deeds. This is how we progress in spiritual life. So some more ideas are there connected with this. We will take it up in our next class. Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.